Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Worthington High School on this rainy Monday night in May. I feel a little guilty conscience for all the rain because the golf meet got canceled, and I'm really not too sad because that made Claire Malberg on time tonight. And there was nothing on the calendar for sports, and we moved from Friday night concert because of the college graduation to tonight. So I'm so glad you could join us. I'm Melanie Loy, welcoming you to Worthington High School, and featured tonight will be my orchestra students that I love teaching here. The varsity string students are generally 9th and 10th grade students, and the WHS Orchestra are the upperclassmen, generally my 11th and 12th graders. So we hope you'll enjoy all events tonight, and what we're going to start with is solo ensemble contest features. So I'm going to welcome Brittany Chavez-Rea and Ayana Leoban. They prepared for contest in March a duet for 2 violins by Antonio Vivaldi called Concerto in A minor. So please welcome Brittany and Ayana tonight to perform their duet. Second up tonight, A. Carit and KA2. They played a duet together for every contest since their freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. They picked some music and it was their commitment to do every year. And so when they were performing it at Mankato State University on Friday, March 14th, I thought they've got to play this for the spring concert. So featured two seniors, lovely ladies, playing a song of love. So On the Wings of Song. It is a lovely song, and it's called On the Wings of Song by Mendelssohn. And please congratulate A. Carit and KA2 in playing for you this evening. It's called How Many Ways Can We Arrange the Gym for a Concert? So next up, I have 14 seniors. What a great, amazing class of seniors. I've loved having them all through. I think that I started them at Prairie, right? Way back when, but I only had you for 4th grade. Because then you went on to 5th grade and had Mr. Ball. The years, you're getting old, Mr. Balson. Okay, so way back when in 4th grade, and then you had Mr. Paulson, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then I have enjoyed having you back at high school for freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. My, how the years have flown. This group, we decided we wanted to present something for you this evening, and they picked River Flows in You. Please enjoy. Next up, Varsity Strings. I forgot to tell you to bring your Hawaiian shirts, but you can imagine being out in the, I don't know what area that the Moana takes place, but I've seen the first movie with my grandson. I'm still looking forward to seeing the second movie of Moana. This is highlights from Moana, Varsity Strings. Thanks for being here tonight. Enjoy. The next song needs no introduction, but I want you to be watchful in the house for some guest appearances. The Worthington High School Orchestra up next, and Legend by David O'Fallon. Just a rhythmic, fun piece. I wasn't sure how the students would take to it, but they've enjoyed it. You're going to hear just some very staccato, rhythmic playing, and then some glissandos at the end from the very highest violin string and things, and just rhythm changes and everything. So just a good exercise for us as musicians. This is Legend. highly popular on Broadway for many years, numerous years, the musical Wicked, and then the release of the movie last winter. Wonderful music and musical, and the sequel to the first movie version will come out again this fall. So students have enjoyed preparing this for you. Enjoy highlights from the musical Wicked. the hours and hours we spend in rehearsal, and then boom, the music is done in a few minutes. So it is so quickly coming to time now for awards at the end of our concert. And I want to be able to do justice to this, but to move along quickly. First up, you've already heard two solo and ensemble features this evening with Brittany and Ayana's duet, and A. Karit and KA2's duet. And they were performing at Mankato State University on March 14th, and we took other string players, and they were band and choral students, that we had a great showing for Worthington that day at Mankato State. And tonight I have the medals and the certificates for the string students that played. So as your names are called, please come up for your medals and certificates. For cello solo, Kablu Mu, will you come forward? And then let's hold our applause till it's all done. Kablu Mu played a cello solo, and she received a superior at 35. She'll have a medal in here, the judges' comments, and a certificate. And Mr. Paulson, take care of that too. Thank you. And then you can just stay here, Kablu Mu. Second up, Ayana Leovan. I'm sorry, I goofed. Anna Luevano, cello duet. Received a superior for Varsity Strings, and she performed with Maria Schway. And this cello duet earned a superior, a score of a 35. They receive a medal, and then the judges' scores and a certificate for that. Thank you. Hold the applause. We'll keep moving. And then just line up here, girls. We'll congratulate you all at the end. And now, Brittany Chavez. Please come for your violin duet with Ayana Leovan, a violin duet, and they had the highest score at contest, a superior and a score of a 38. Besides their duet, Ayana played a violin solo, receiving a superior rating, also a score of 35. A Karit, will you come? Her duet with KA2, if you'll come. Their violin cello duet received a superior, a score of 35. And along with that, A. Karit also played a violin solo, receiving a superior, a score of a 35. Medals, judges' comments, and their certificates. Caitlin Hill, will you come? String ensemble, an excellent. She has a certificate along with Alondra Leon Flores in that same string ensemble. They received an excellent, a certificate. Isabella Kwame in that string ensemble receives a certificate, but Isabella also played a viola solo that day, receiving a score of excellent, and she'll receive a certificate for that. In the same string ensemble, Christina Morellis played cello, and that ensemble a certificate for the score of excellent. And then Emily Dahlquist on bass in that same string ensemble received an excellent. She'll receive a certificate, but Emily Dahlquist also played a bass solo that day, and she received a superior, a score of 35 out of 40, so she receives a medal and a certificate for that. Will you please congratulate these students for their good work at Solo Ensemble Contest? Thank you. The second annual Southwest Minnesota String Fest happened on May 3rd. Last year, the St. Paul Conservatory of Music blessed us with cellists that came out to do a master class and play a quartet on our concert. We had other music in the schools, things that they did with us, but the thing that they started was their first String Fest at Marshall. We enjoyed it so much, we took 45 students this year. I had 15 from high school, and Mr. Paulson had 30 students from middle school. The students, we left on that Saturday morning before 8 o'clock, and they were busy playing in sectionals and rehearsals, small and large groups that day by 9:30. By noontime, their favorite was the college lunch. Okay, and so I think SMSU enjoys kind of wining and dining them in order to recruit them, and it's working, I think, because they really enjoy going up there. By afternoon, we were getting the rehearsals really working well and coming together with all our music, and by supper time the kids were tired and wanted to go home, but we still had a concert to do. So they had a big workout that day. They put in a lot of hours. I'm very proud of them. Varsity string players that went, Marco Chila Lopez, will you come, along with Rogelio Rodriguez and Briseda Montesinos Ramirez from Varsity Strings, please come. I have a medal for you. And then from WHS Orchestra, Caitlin Hill, Alondra Leon Flores, Ayana Leovan, 1, 2, 3, and Brittany Chavez Rea, my 7 violins. Viola players that attended this event, Johanna Lopez Martin from Varsity Strings, and my WHS viola players, Cassandra Cassian, Annalise Fogelman, Isabella Kwame, and Penelope Ramirez Rodriguez. On cello, Kablu from Varsity Strings, and Christina Morales from WHS Orchestra, and Emily Dahlquist on bass. For all their hard work, they deserve a medal. Congratulations, students and audience. Thank you for showing your appreciation to them. We'll let the girls go down and acknowledge you one more time. I loved it. This event needs to continue. I think the favorite thing is just that the mentoring they give, because all the players in the sections are string players, and then son de cuerdas, the string trio of a cellist and a harpist and a pianist performed for the students. So they had professional level string players that were coaching them, and it was a wonderful training for them. So thanks for all of your good work, and you may be seated. In January, I received this letter in the mail. It says, "Dear Melanie, the music program at SMSU is thrilled that we are able to offer a new scholarship, the Director's Award for Musical Excellence to select schools. Your orchestra program has been selected to receive 2 vouchers that students can use to claim this scholarship. As the director of your school's program," that's me, "you may use these vouchers to any 2 students from your ensemble who are planning to attend SMSU as a new freshman next fall. Although there is a limit of 1 voucher per student, each voucher is worth a $500 scholarship that will be applied to the student's tuition." I love to give away money. It's very fun. These vouchers are only being offered to select schools in the region. In the future, SMSU hopes to offer these vouchers to schools on a rotating basis, but if we get a good turnout this year, we may be able to offer more in the future. So I want to thank SMSU, and I want to present this to Penelope Ramirez Rodriguez and to Claire Sparks, who will be attending in the fall with their intentions of playing in the orchestra. Okay, senior awards. It's been a tradition these last few years that I would order an orchestra folder for them to take with them after they graduate. They've collected a lot of music and a lot of memories with things that we worked on and performed, and they've studied, and so I am loving to present them with their senior folder this year. And so as we call them up. Seniors, please come. And my varsity strings are going to present you with a Trojan red Hawaiian light from their Moana fund that they just had. So thank you so much, Varsity Strings, for your help, and Mr. Paulson and Ms. Rickstiles for your help. Okay. First up, Hebron Bayane. Rotation. Second up, Akarit. Next up, Corinne Sir. Next up, KA2. Senior Isaac Kinzer. Alondra Leon Flores. If I may interrupt, besides the 2 scholarships that I gave to Penelope and Claire, Alondra Leon Flores is going on a full ride scholarship to SMSU that she was granted from the president. He was very impressed with her writing and essays and talk, and when he asked her what she was going to do after she received her degree, she said she wanted to come back to her community and be able to make a difference. So what an amazing mission Alondra has, and what a blessing she has been as a student of mine and in this school, and she'll do great things for future. She's amazing as a BPA student and a musician, and so we just wish her all the best at SMSU. Next up, Claire Malberg from our cello section. From our violin section, Briley McEwen. From our violin section, Anna. From our cello section, Lucy O'Donnell. From our viola section, Penelope Ramirez Rodriguez. Section, Alexis Riam. Cellist, Claire Sparks. And last but not least, from our viola section, Kennedy Thayer. In your program, moving on down the line, I have 3 awards yet to present tonight. I have 3 awards yet. Okay.
I'll give it back right away. Hi, my name's Alondra, and on behalf of the 2025 Senior Orchestra members, we would like to take a moment to thank our orchestra director, Mrs. Lloyd. I know for most of us, Mrs. Lloyd was the one who introduced us to the orchestra in the first place, way back in 4th grade. She was very patient with us from the start. She taught us how to read music, but most importantly, she taught us how to listen and how to support one another. We didn't have her again as our teacher until high school, and from those squeaky notes of our first rehearsals to the harmonies we create today, your belief in us has never wavered. You saw something in us before we even saw it ourselves, and I know that we are endlessly grateful. Mrs. Lloyd, you have been our guide, a mentor, and a steady hand that has helped us grow, not only as musicians, but as people. The orchestra is a reflection of your passion for music, and I know that all of us are better musicians and people because of you. Thank you for the years of patience, passion, and purpose. We will carry your lessons with us in every note we play and every step of the way. to remember us by.
If you would like to check in your program, there's a spot after the senior names for WHS Director's Award for High School Orchestra. Tonight marks the 11th year that the Director's Award for Orchestra will honor a senior at Worthington High School. They have served as a role model and demonstrated faithful leadership within the orchestra. I'd just like to say that this student has just been committed to playing in our youth orchestra and playing for events like when we play for National Honor Society or Dollars for Scholars, helping me with concert setup and everything, is that person that I can depend on for helping me, and thus I called it the Director's Award for Orchestra. I started giving it out when my 4th graders reached their senior year a few years ago, so it marks the 11th year. So I'm older, Mr. Paulson, than I accused you. Yeah, just a few years. Okay, so tonight's recipient, will you please congratulate Penelope Ramirez Rodriguez for the Director's Award for Orchestra. Penelope has indicated she's going on into education, and I think it's music education, right? So we wish her well at SMSU and all the best. We need music teachers. Thank you, Penelope. Since March 2007, that was the spring of my first year teaching here in Worthington, I established the Beth Habicht Orchestra Award to recognize and acknowledge Beth Habicht's commitment to the orchestra program for 38 years in Worthington. It was her career and lifetime of work to keep the orchestra program intact through a lot of struggles with possible cuts and things like that. So when I showed up after she was ready to retire, I felt it was my mission to grow the program from her hard work of keeping it in place for those many years. So thanks to Beth for all her years of dedication and leadership and talent and musicianship shared. And so the Beth Habicht Award says on it, it will annually recognize a senior student who has demonstrated outstanding musicianship, leadership, scholarship, and spirit through his or her career with the District 518 Orchestra program. This student has joined me in the Worthington Area Symphony and in musicals in the Pit Orchestra, and is just a bright shining light. And you've already know that she's going to attend SMU on a full ride scholarship, and I'm just really thrilled to present this outstanding award to Alondra Leon Flores. Finally, the National School Orchestra Award a national award. It's been awarded here at Worthington High School since 1972, and it recognizes an outstanding senior student for their excellence in playing and their valuable contributions to the string ensemble. This student, I've never counted so many student votes for any one person in past years than for this student. They have the support of her peers, and it was almost unanimous that the National School Orchestra Award would go to this student. Karit is pursuing a music education degree at the University of Sioux Falls, and she has worked hard on the solos we've studied together, performing in my contest. You heard her tonight on a violoncello duet. She played an amazing piano recital yesterday. She's an excellent percussionist in the Trojan Band, and she's been a vocalist in the choir program here at Worthington High School. So will you please congratulate Karit for the National School Orchestra. We will move this now. We have a special two-piece finish for the grand finale. My helpers that are moving the shells, I need you to get in your places to do that, and then we're going to set chairs and stands. Let's take a moment to stretch. This will take us about 3 minutes. Thank you for your patience. We hadn't rehearsed that before. Pavan by Gabriel Fauré, an arrangement by Bob Phillips, and we will conclude with Hummel Concertante, which is a favorite of mine from my growing up in the string days in Fargo, North Dakota. Thank you for being here tonight for the students. I appreciate your support so much, and I just wish you all a wonderful summer ahead. Graduation's next week. On the back of your program, you see the events coming up with Baccalaureate on Wednesday, the Academic Awards Ceremony right here in the gym next Thursday, and graduation Friday night. Thank you, God bless you, and this is the finish of our concert for the evening featuring Pavan and the Hummel Concertante. Basses, stand up. You are standing. Cello, stand up to be acknowledged. Please stand, everybody. And then viola section. And then finally the violins. Thank you. Thank you. Good work, students. Thank you, audience, so much for your support and encouragement to your sons and daughters. Have a good night. Thank you for coming out.